Hello, Emmanuel Shachaf.
Hello, hello.
Identity, the book, the lecture, the perspective. If you would emphasize your perspective towards this coming month in Israel, what you really think is going to happen?
I think the chaos as it is now is going to continue and maybe get even a little worse. I don't think anything is going to happen in this month, although there are a few things are about to happen regarding the Supreme Court and the government. None of this is going to bring the catharsis that is needed in order to wake us up from our slumber or wake us up from our regression into a fascist regime.
Fascist regime?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Okay, so if you look at the government's plans, not only in the legal sphere, you can see that this is really what we should worry about, and this is why this government has to be brought down as soon as possible.
You're saying chaos.
Yes.
For example, for people that are not seeing Israel or living here, what is happening?
Well, first of all, there's chaos in the Arab society in Israel, where there's been so far this year more than 150 murders. There's chaos is beginning also in the Jewish society, where murders have increased by roughly 50 or 40%. There is an intifada going on in the West Bank, which is almost not admitted to, and the situation, the economic situation, is getting worse as a result of the the impending legal reform, and because of the uncertainty that is very widespread.
And you think that part of these murders, for instance, is part of this chaos, or it revolves with different perspective, different aspects of problems that have been in the Israeli society?
These are problems which always were existing in Israeli society, but the chaos, the governmental chaos, is making them, emphasizing them and bringing them out much more than they used to be.
Do you think that the third intifada is practically happening right now?
Yes, there's an intifada going on in the West Bank. It's a low-medium level, but it can go up any moment, and the government isn't doing anything to stop it.
Many casualties.
Many casualties among the Palestinians, yes.
And do you think that the Israeli Prime Minister, the elected one, Benjamin Netanyahu, is not visualizing, deeply understanding what is happening?
I don't think he's realizing what's happening. I'm not sure that the people who around him are telling him the truth. I think he's living in another world, and he has to
the Israeli chief of staff, the Israeli head of the Israeli Shin Bet, the Israeli head of the Mossad, aren't they telling him, hey, Mr. Prime Minister Houston, Israel has a problem?
I'm not sure that, first of all, I don't know how often he gets to see them. Since he knows what their position is, he probably is not too keen on seeing them frequently. We don't know to what extent they tell him exactly what they feel, knowing what his position is. So we can't count on the fact that the Prime Minister is aware or is rational.
Heading towards New York in the coming weeks to the Assembly of the UN, what do you think is going to happen there?
Well, if all goes well, he may get to meet President Biden.
In person?
In person, finally.
With a photo op?
With a photo op, but I'm not even sure that's going to happen, because if things continue with the legal coup, the way the Netanyahu is trying to push it through, I'm not sure that Biden will so easily make himself available.
So all the rising talk about negotiations, hidden negotiations to heat up or ease down the expectations towards changing rules in Israel, do you think this is going to be happening, or it's just fake news?
I think it's to a very large degree fake news. It's an effort by Netanyahu to improve his position before he's going to the United States. He is using the office of the president to try to create create an impression as if there's a compromise brewing, It doesn't seem like it, because there are certain things you can't compromise about, and I think the demonstration, the movement against the illegal coup is quite aware of that, and so there are also people in the government who refuse to compromise. So chances are there's not going to be a compromise on the horizon.
What do you think about the coming month regarding the Israeli economy?
The economy is reacting to the uncertainty which is being created by the continuation of the impasse regarding the legal reforms, and is going down. Is going down slowly but surely going down. The dollar rate is going to increase. High tech isn't recovering at the rate it has to, and the budget will have to be revised because it was prepared under different circumstances.
You know, the ministers of the government are saying, well, it's not us, it's you, the rebels, the anarchists, the people that are against the state of Israel. You are damaging the Israeli economy. You would answer them what?
This is fake news. Everybody knows what the situation is. Uncertainty is bad for the economy. Who's creating the uncertainty? Not the demonstrators. The government's creating the uncertainty. So we just have to live with that.
What do you think about the Israeli politicians from the opposition? Are they trying to make a breakthrough, or?
No, they're not. They're not. I think it almost seems like the opposition has resigned itself to riding this one out until the next elections, which will only be in 2026, which is a long time ahead. But I don't think Israel will survive another 3 years with this government, at least not the way Israel is now.
What do you think is your personal perspective towards this effort of changing the Israeli government?
Well, I have to do everything I can to bring down the government, as little as my contribution can be.
As simple as that?
Yeah, as simple as that, yeah, absolutely.
Are you optimistic?
In the long range, yes. In the short range, a little less.
And you think that the huge and terrifying word apartheid is something that is being felt in Israel in the coming local elections?
Absolutely. It's clear that the apartheid issue is on the agenda simply because of in the framework of the municipal elections. The Jewish Power Party of Ben-Gvir and Smotrich is running in several locales, and some of their candidates are completely outspoken and describing an apartheid situation as something to look forward to, and are doing are speaking as racists and absolutely acting in a way which reminds of the worst times in the late 20th century.
Would you think any good news you would like to emphasize towards the end of this report?
The good news are that our proposal for a federation does actually have a fair chance of succeeding. I had the opportunity to meet with the ambassador from Nepal. Nepal is a mountain state which turned federation several years ago, actually 15 years ago, and they started out as a Hindu kingdom on the complete right side of the political spectrum, and they turned into a civil federation, which is something we also would like to do. And it took them about 10 years. They did it on their own, without any help. The 30 million people, 125 different national groupings. They did it. They wrote a constitution which didn't pass the first time. Then they worked with a intermediate constitution. Then they wrote another constitution. They passed it in the end, and now they've been I think, in a federation for 5 years now, and they're going strong. So it can be done, and if they can do it, we can do it.
It's amazing. People that want to be part of the movement of what you're doing, Emmanuel Shachaf, how they can locate you and approach you?
On Facebook, Emmanuel Shachaf, or Identity, the Quest for Israel's Future, or the Federation Movement, by all means.
Also in English, but yet also
in Hebrew.
In Hebrew.
Yes.
Emmanuel Shachaf, I want to thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you.